Hey everybody, welcome to the energy healing session for the ears. So glad that you're joining tonight or today. If you're joining us at another time, these energy healing clinics that are free are forever on the website, so you guys can join in at any time and do the session whenever you need it. All right, so I'm going to wait a few minutes and make sure that I give you guys some time to join in and come online. And if you're at the YouTube page, you want to make your way over to my website so that you can join in with us there and ask questions, any questions that you may have about the ears and the ear chakras. We're going to go over the physical symptoms of the ears, but then we're also going to be taking it up a notch and taking it to the spiritual level and talking about the ear chakras, which are not mentioned very often, but they do exist. So it's very exciting. I'm just going to go online and make sure that I have sound on my webpage for you guys. I just want to make sure it's there. So I'm going to wait a moment to let you guys join in. And if you have any questions, go ahead and make your way over to, you want to go to amanda-healing.com/energy-healing-for-the-ears. You want to make your way over there, okay? And then go ahead and type in your questions into the question box if you have any questions. And I'll go ahead and get started here. We can get going. All right, thank you so much for joining once again. And I just wanted to go over a little bit about the ear chakras because they're not commonly mentioned, but there are the 7 basic chakras that most people know about and go over. But then we also have these energy wheels located on the sides, like energy wheel discs on the sides of the head. And they are actually blended in a little bit to the clairaudience, or your eye chakras. And they do connect in a way. They're very connected to your third eye and your pineal gland, but they're not mentioned too much. And you can definitely get blockages. Those chakras can definitely shut down, just like any of the others. So you may experience this at times by feeling like a muffled noise or muffled sound in the ears. Also, you can feel like headaches coming on one side or the other of your head if you're having a blockage there. Ear aches are a very common way that it shows that you have a blockage. Earache, ear infection. Vertigo, also people experience vertigo, which is like a when the energy in the ears is off, then it brings out the physical symptom in the ear. And vertigo causes you to feel like spinning or like a lightheadedness. Can actually make you sick too, to your stomach. Some people don't realize that that's tied into the vertigo. But then you'll also end up with like ringing in the ears sometimes, and that's very common as like one of the first things that people will typically see when their clairaudience is starting to open up. If you don't know what clairaudience is, that's your clear hearing, or your gift, ability that you have to be able to hear things directly from the divine or from the other side. And I'll get into clairaudience a little bit more when we do the actual energy healing session for you guys. But so you know now, like the ears again, they're like the ear chakras are very much connected to the brow. It's next to the ears. It's not actually like the ears themselves, but just know that you have energy centers around the ears. Okay, how those ear chakras may become blocked. Sometimes it's due to hearing negative things. Like if you're around negative or demeaning people, music, movies, that can cause that shutdown in the ear chakra area. Also, if you're experiencing verbal abuse, okay, or judgment or criticism, and a lot of you have been reporting that you're experiencing this on many levels. Even today, there was, all kinds of things being posted about abuse, that women are, talking about and recognizing. But this is, in terms of hearing things, verbal abuse, okay? So it would be things that you hear at work or at home or with friends. And maybe you just kind of like ignore it or push it to the side or don't say anything because you don't want to rock the boat, or you're trying to be accommodating, or in one case I read a story. A lady reported that she was trying to make it in show business, and she was hearing all these negative comments from men, and she's a pretty nice looking lady, but they were trying to come on to her, and that was their way of saying, hey, if you go out with me, I'll get you this job. And she's continually said no, to those people, and because of that, she hasn't been able to make it further in show business. So as you can see, I mean, this really affects people. It impacts people on many levels, and it can affect your abundance, your success. But if you're experiencing that kind of abuse, then there's definitely something, like some kind of message for you to be receiving as well. So it's not necessarily that you're the victim to this, or that there should be something for you to, constantly have to like battle, out there in society, like in terms of abuse or judgments. Um, we want to get you to that place where that just doesn't really come into your world anymore. Because if that is being reflected to you, if people are saying those things to you, then your outer world reflects your inner world. There must be something in the inner world that's trying to get your attention, that's trying to get cleared. So hearing things on the outer world, the negative things, are one example, and then the physical symptom is another example. That's just the next level. The physical symptom shows up after you have been experiencing those negative things. But what happens is your body tries to get your attention. So when it's giving you those physical symptoms, it's actually saying like, hey, come on, there's something up here. And you may either be like fighting against something in your outer world or resisting something, or you may just be allowing those things into your world without awareness. You might be just kind of like going along your day, going about your day, and allowing those kind of people or those kind of situations in your life, because you might not be aligned from within. So that's what we're going to be working on in the energy healing. We do work on the ears to an extent, but we get to the real root of this, which is really wonderful and beautiful. We get to the real root cause, which has more to do with you really being aligned with your true self. Okay. Some other examples of how the ear chakra blockage can manifest. If you're avoiding hearing something, so you may not be ready to move forward with like a big decision. Maybe you don't want to hear advice, or guidance. Maybe you've been getting guidance, like from the divine or from what I call like angels on earth, friends who, will whisper something or say something to you and you're hearing it repeatedly, but you're just kind of like, digging your heels in and kind of like saying, I don't really want to deal with that right now. I don't want to hear that right now. So it could be that avoiding, the resistance that could also be causing the blockage. And then one of the most simple things that can cause it is just listening to unpleasant sounds, what I call noise pollution, all right? And we're exposed to that. It's a busy world. That's a pretty normal thing. But you can mitigate that, to a degree. So whatever you have to do to take care of yourself, to avoid unpleasant sounds, that might be also causing these issues for you as well. Okay, so we went over the reasons that you may experience the blockage and also what may manifest, in the physical world in terms of how it shows up in the ear aches, the ear infections, hearing problems, and also things like vertigo. But, you can also, what happens with this, this is kind of a whole other level, not so much a physical symptom, but more a mental symptom. It can cause confusion for you. So if your ear chakras have been blocked, then you may be feeling confused about your next steps. That's also a very common symptom of having the ear chakras blocked. And then also with our ear chakras, generally, a lot of times people are resisting because their gifts are emerging, and there's some fear sometimes related to that. So with the gifts that you're getting for your ear chakras, that's called your clairaudience. And that often happens when you start to become more aware. If you've been meditating, or if you've suddenly started kind of stopping everything in your world because something doesn't feel right, and then you really start slowing things down and you're bringing your awareness to situations, a lot of times these gifts will then start activating. I know for myself, my gifts came full force on in a very strong way when I started going to meditation classes. And when I started sitting in meditation, that's when I would start hearing things. And when I say hearing things, for clairaudience, it's not like you're hearing it like you're hearing me right now, like not on the outside world. Clairaudience happens as a hearing from within you. But you register it like you've heard it. Okay, so it's not going to make a sound on the outer world. It's going to make a sound on the inner world, and you hear it. All right. So a lot of times when this starts happening for people, they come to me and they're like, am I crazy? I'm hearing things, and that's something that they will disclose to me, and I have to reassure them, no, you're not, you're not going crazy. It feels like you're going crazy, at first, but you're not. What's happening is you're starting to receive. You're actually putting yourself in a good position because you're out opening up. You're allowing yourself to be a receiver. And with that will come the words. Sometimes it comes as words, phrases, songs, dates, names, tones even. So a lot of times that ringing in the ears is the first sign that your clairaudience is activating. And a lot of times people will hear the tone, in their ear, and they just kind of push it aside. They're not really giving it any credence. They're just kind of saying, oh, that's weird. I've got like a tone in my ear. You know, but they don't really pay attention to the situation, you know, and try to put two and two together, like, why is that tone coming in right now? Is it trying to get your attention about something? So the ear chakras recognize our direct connection to source, and it allows us to tune in, just like a radio, you know, and we receive. And generally, the way to tell whether you're truly going crazy or not, okay, is if it's clairaudience, the messages that come to you will be very either neutral or positive guidance and support for you, for your friends, for your family, for your path and your purpose, okay? Clairaudience will never have negativity because clairaudience is attached to source. So if you're hearing that you need to go harm someone, that is not clairaudience, okay? That is a sign that you need to get help. If you're hearing you need to hurt yourself or someone else, then you definitely need to contact someone for support. That's not clairaudience. Clairaudience is always going to have a positive connotation to it, or it will be neutral. What I mean by neutral is sometimes it's just a tip. Sometimes it's just information for you. You know, sometimes it's just saying to, like, one time when I was receiving some clairaudience, I kept hearing, turn right here, turn right here. And I was fighting it, and it was literally getting louder as I was approaching this gas station, turn right here. And that's not a positive message, you know, really, but it is neutral information. It's just a tip. And when I did turn in, I was arguing, you know, I'm like, why am I turning in here? I have gas. I don't need gas. And I ended up just, you know, sitting at a gas pump and kind of wondering, why am I even here? Okay, I heard the message, but why am I here? And that's when I saw a man very frantically going around to people trying to get gas in his little hand gas tank. And I knew at that moment, I was like, okay, I guess that's why I'm here. And I signaled him over, and because he was very frantic and no one was really helping him. And he came over and he was telling me, I'm late for my new job. This is new work that I have. And I just went to get in my car. My tank is completely empty. And I just need to fill up this gas can. And that's all I need. And I told him, of course, you know, and I filled it. And the funny thing about that story is, as we got to talking, he was showing me pictures he had an old flip phone, and he was showing me pictures of his new baby. And I asked, what's your baby's name? And he said Zion. And Zion is another word for heaven. So I got my little, like, you know, good job, you know, when I heard that. But that's what I'm talking about with clairaudience. When you hear messages, a lot of times it's divine information coming in. So say it could be something from angels or from source directly. It could also be from your loved ones on the other side. A lot of times they like to help you, give guidance to you, and you always have a choice, all right, in doing those things. It is free will here. Just because I was hearing turn right, I didn't have to turn right. They just knew that I was a person with a big heart. But if it didn't work out, if I hadn't turned right, they would have continued giving messages to the people there until someone, you know, would have heard the call, so to speak. Okay. So that's what I want you to know about clairaudience. It's just basically this beautiful gift that you can utilize, you know, for yourself. How do you open that up? People ask me sometimes. I like for it to happen naturally. I don't want you to, like, get into a space of trying really hard, or grabbing, or trying for something, especially in your meditation work. That's not really what meditation is about. It shouldn't be about you sitting and like trying to attain something. Of course you want to have a goal in mind, with meditation, a higher purpose goal, whether that's to achieve more peace, or if you're trying to go for something like the light body or rainbow body, if you're trying to just bring more calm to yourself or more relaxation. The gifts, or ascites as we call them, are just natural byproducts. They're just signs that you are doing it correctly. Okay, so they're not so much something to aim for or try to obtain. And you don't want to then get into, obtaining them so that you can show that off. That's not something that, that source wants. It's like more using them for your own good and for the good of others around you. Okay. So definitely bringing them in for good cause is more or less the responsibility that you have when you are receiving messages. So if you've been receiving a lot of like the talking or the chatting or the words or the phrases, then I would suggest speaking to someone who can be a guide to you, whether that's me or somebody who has the ability to help you through that, so that you don't feel like alone in it, so you don't feel crazy. And also, if you're experiencing the ear issues or the ear blockages, energy healing, this is what I always say, energy healing is this free thing that you can try. Definitely, I always have to disclose I'm not a medical doctor. So if you are having ear pain or ear aches or something like that, go right away to a medical professional and have that checked out for sure. But you can also do energy healing along with medicine and along with, Western medicine. So it's a very beautiful thing to provide for a family member or for yourself. It's very easy to do and very simple. So let's go ahead and get into the energy healing session. I'm going to check to see if you guys have any questions. So just give me a moment to connect and see. And I don't see any questions. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the energy healing session. And to do that, I just want you to sit back and relax and just allow yourself to get nice and relaxed in your chair. I'm going to do some listening for the group. And how I do that is I get very quiet. You may see me look away. And this is very typical when I do energy session for someone or for a group. I just tune in and I receive information for the group. And I want you to just place your focus on your ear chakra area. If you want to, you can sit very comfortably and then hold your hands up to the sides of your head. And then just close your eyes and just take a nice deep breath in. And as you release it, feel your entire body relax. And just bring up your awareness to your ears, to your ear chakras. And just hover your hands a couple of inches away from your ears. We have energy centers in our hands. And I just want you now to place your awareness on your hands. See if you feel anything happening in your hands or in your ears. But if you place your awareness in your hands and allow yourself to take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe in, I want you to say the word source or God, whatever works for you in terms of connecting. Feel yourself connecting to all that is, the bigger energy grid. And as you connect, just place a light smile on your face. Feel your whole body relaxing. And keep your awareness on your hands and your ears. Continue doing that. You're going to see me moving my hands a little bit as I tune into the group. And I want you to ask or listen to your hands and just see what you feel. Bring your awareness there. Do you feel anything happening in your hands? I'm feeling a lot of you that are tuning in are actually experiencing some heavy energy lately, having to do with spinning, feeling lightheaded. This can also affect your tummy, your stomach. And there's a lot of clearing happening right now. Just focus on your ears and just feel the energy, any blockages, any distortions in the ears. Just feel that sending out, releasing it, letting it go and sending it to the light. Continue focusing on the ears, breathing in deeply and really letting it out, letting it go. You might notice a tingling in your hands or a warmth, a cold, any change in temperature. I'm picking up a lot of energy. We're doing some acupressure energy healing on your ears now. So just tune into your ears, around the ears. I'm hearing some things having to do with your lineage, with your parents. Hearing phrases and beliefs, having difficulties with the parents. Always interesting to see what comes through for the times. Now it's releasing now. So just feel that releasing from you, from the sides of your ears and going to the light. Feeling the connection in your heart chakra. Opening up that heart chakra to the light and to source. That energy center allows you to bring in guidance. So by opening up the heart chakra, it's like you're telling your spirit, I do want to hear messages that you have for me. I love this guidance. And I honor these messages. When we allow these messages with love, it helps you stay in a place of peace and calm. You can receive these messages with an open heart, with open arms, and then it doesn't create the anxiety. Instead, it brings peace, allows you to be more connected, to hear your purpose, to hear your callings. Be able to help when you need to help. Sometimes even receive guidance to say no, to set your boundaries, to feel your strength. It's very reassuring when you get that confident message from a higher place. You hear your higher self and source confirming to you and saying it's okay to say no. Many of you, I feel, also receive a symptom of like a heart flutter, heart palpitation when you get into that nervous energy. So just feel source bringing that light energy to your heart now. You'll find that all of these chakras are interconnected. All of these energy centers are interconnected. There's a lot of stuff going on right now with the heart and the ear chakras for a lot of people. You just feel that energy rushing into your heart. Taking a nice deep breath in, feeling yourself connect to the light, feeling all your cells light up. And as you release your breath, feel your shoulders drop, feel your body completely relax. And feel that energy now expanding out all around you. Feeling yourself connect to the grid. You can receive your messages. And I'm hearing for a lot of you that struggle between positive messages and negative messages. And being able to catch when you might be saying negative things to yourself. Instead, replacing it with positivity. allowing that to transform the energy instantly for you. Very good. Again, place your awareness near your ears, in your hands. And when you're ready, you can place your hands down on your lap. If you'd like to take a moment to try to receive any messages, just place your palms up in your lap. This is indicating to Spirit that you're in receiving mode. So just place your palms in your lap. Keep your eyes closed. Take a nice deep breath in, refreshing breath, filling up your chest, feeling your chest expand. As you breathe out, just allow yourself to be in receiving mode now. Beautiful word, a phrase, a song, a name. See if anything comes to you. See if you hear anything as a message. Allowing your spirit to be heard. Acknowledging this message is true. And feeling into your truth. When you're ready, take a nice deep breath. Feel yourself coming back. Feeling yourself in your chair. Feeling your feet on the ground. You can open your eyes and look around you. You can name objects around you to help you ground. Wiggle your fingers and your toes if that helps. And I'm going to check one last time, see if any of you have any questions. It's been such a pleasure to work with you today for this energy healing session. I'm so glad that you joined in. And feel free to check the Energy Healing Clinic page for upcoming sessions, as well as sessions that are there. Some of the sessions are paid, some are free. And I plan on doing free sessions more and more, about once a week. So you're welcome to join in with us as a group and do the energy healing session. And if you get any questions, if anything comes up for you, like if something came up for you during the energy healing session and you'd like to ask a question, just go ahead and shoot it over to me at discoveryourenergy@yahoo.com. Okay, and I usually get back to you within a day or two. I can answer any questions that you may have. Also, feel free, if you have any ideas for energy healing sessions, to send them over. I have an ongoing list of things that people want addressed. And so feel free, if you have any ideas, to also send those over. Okay? And if you did this session and you found me on Facebook, please make a comment or a concern, anything that you'd like to say about the session. I'd love to hear from you. All right, so thank you so much. Once again, thank you for joining in. My name is Mandy Gatlin, and it's been a pleasure working with you guys. Thanks so much, and see you soon. Bye.